What's pop, Meal? One of the strongest men on earth is going through his own self-imposed humiliation ritual that he could not have been prepared for. Well, he could have been prepared for if he tapped in with me before, but that's a bit of a joke, but not completely a lie, because he was not prepared for kick clippers. Now, this all started from a podcast. This guy's Larry Wheels. He's one of the most popular bodybuilders, fitness guys. He is really strong, and he's also really rich. Well, he's married, but he also had an interesting addiction that he wanted to share with everybody. This guy suffers from something that I call, or that we should all call, oversharing syndrome. OSS, oversharing syndrome. That's what it's going to be called. Because there's certain things that you should keep to yourselves, and there's certain things that I wish I didn't know about other people. So, for example, like Ye, which I'm going to attribute this to his manic episode, and for my own mental sanity, I'm not going to believe it's real. But when Ye tells people that, yeah, you know, I'm a cuck, I want to see my wife get smashed by other dudes, I'm angry at him for telling me that. It's like, dog, you couldn't just let me imagine that you were a normal person that wasn't into this freaked out stuff. Like, give me some plausible deniability. Now, I am going to say that, you know what, I think when he did that apology, he was just tripping out. Like, that wasn't him, just to save myself. But similar thing with this guy, Larry Wheels. I'm going to play you guys 2 clips of an interview that he did on this addiction that he had. And let's just roll the footage.
How I found a way to blow all my money on addiction. So I wasn't frequenting strip clubs in Dubai because there are no strip clubs. There's no strip clubs in Dubai. And there's sites like Chat and, you know, campsites. And I found myself on there, and, you know, the rest is history, you know. And it became just the worst thing I had to deal with in Dubai, because it was like near impossible to get out of that habit. It was legitimate addiction, you know, just like addiction, only way worse, because now money was involved, right? You're paying for videos and photos, and then you would think, why is someone like me, you know, that has a girlfriend, right, that doesn't have a problem having a partner, find myself on those websites? Well, the truth is, when you're on TRT, when you're on cycle, your libido is through the roof. So I found myself on those websites with a super high libido, and I fucked myself. But my fiance, I give her full transparency with my bank accounts, so she'll see exactly where I'm spending my money, and it works.
How much is the most you've ever spent?
What's that on
these sites and stuff?
Oh, probably like 5 figures a day.
A day?
5 figures a day. Bad.
Wow, Larry.
It was bad. It was very bad. We all have our demons about. That's my demon.
Yeah.
You know, sex addiction, and how I found a way to get money involved. Like, as if it isn't bad enough without money, you know, but I managed to find a way to get money involved into it and just tear it into this nightmare, you know, that I couldn't find a way out of. But working with my fiance, giving her that viewing access, she sees everything, and it works. It just works.
This is insane on multiple levels. Now, number one of the things that really disturbs me is that I'm walking around in public, and there are thousands of people that you're surrounded with. And you know that you're walking past people that are subscribing and paying for this OF stuff, but you don't know who they are. But they're all around us. It's like they're hiding in plain sight. Now, I wish to God that there could be some sort of counter, or I could have some sort of scouter to see which ones are which, because I would like to know that. Now, that's different from the A situation, because these people are random people. I need to know who I need to stay away from personally. But the craziest part about this guy is that he has a girlfriend while this is going on, or a fiance at this point, and she sees all of this happening, and he's trying to blame it on TRT, because most of the people are not on TRT. Or this guy did a cycle of Trend too, which is something else. These dudes on Trend talk about wanting to hit boys, and boys portraying themselves as girls, whatever you want to call that. And that is, listen, that's a crazy substance. But I'm not going to say that that's the reason, because there are people that aren't on TRT that are paying for this stuff. And if it was because of his really high libido, there's an infinite amount of, or a seemingly infinite amount of content that he could look at online that is free. So it can't be that. Don't hit us with that cope. But his wife sees all that. It's fine. Then he says he's spending 5 figures a day on this. How? How do you even do something like this? How are you able to still operate the business and work out and eat and spend time with your wife and spend 10 bands a day on this? Like, this is something that's really impressive from an insidious point of view. But passing onward, you're probably like, okay, well, what kind of a wife must he have? Well, that was fiance, I guess. Well, now he's married and he decided to do the cardinal sin. The cardinal sin of the relationship is to bring her on camera. The only time I think I've seen this work is Britt and Roman Atwood. That's the only time I've seen it. Every single other time it's failed. That's why when people are like, yo, are they going to stay together? If I had to bet, I'm betting on every single online couple, right? Like that guy Sakura and Jason the Ween, they broke up once. They will break up again. All of them. I'm betting against all of them. Why? Because it's not about whether they stay together or not. It's about when they break up. Because it's 100% happens. Like Roman is one of the only examples, or maybe like couples that were together before that. I don't know, but they've managed to make it work. But a lot of the time, this causes great embarrassment. And this guy might have picked the wrong one, because I'm going to play you guys this clip of his wife, and you can see her thirsting over Rampage Jackson. So let's run that clip right now.
I know that's like clip farming, whatever, that like I'm feeling him touching my hair, whatever. Are you? Huh?
Are you?
I mean, he's fine, but he's not my type, for sure not. He was very nice and entertaining, but in that particular clip where I'm like touching my hair, I can tell I'm like fully zoned out, and it was just funny. But yeah.
I noticed that she didn't say no.
No, I just said yeah, he's okay, but no, like he's not my type.
Okay.
Larry giving her the death stare.
I am not a cuck. For anyone out there wondering, there is no cuckoldry going on here in this marriage.
He just knows me, so he's like chilling. Yeah. He knows me. I mean, all due respect to him, I don't like older guys. Like, I like them my age, or he's a bit younger than me. He's a couple of years younger than me. So.
What do you mean, guys? There's only one guy for you to like.
No, but I mean, like in general, like if I find somebody attractive, then yeah, it's definitely not.
You find other men attractive beside me?
I mean, I can acknowledge somebody looks good. No, that doesn't mean like I'm attracted to them. Larry clip farming already, yeah. Putting me here in like in a weird position. I don't know what to say.
The truth.
Now you can see this guy feeling a little bit uncomfortable. You could see her. She's talking about, yeah, you could see that I'm zoned out. No, actually, we can see you completely locked in. Like, she's playing with her hair. She's making sure Rampage is in her line of sight. Like, you would think that she was camping up top somewhere with a sniper rifle waiting for somebody to spawn. Spawn camping. You could see her adjusting her chest, adjusting everything under the sun. And then she's like, yeah, he's fine, but he's not my type. And it's like, okay, so he's fine, but he's not your type. And she laughs too. And there's a little bit of nervousness for her too, because these guys are performing in front of a camera. I don't think she wants to embarrass him, but she hasn't learned how not to do that. And then the chat says something that Larry Wheels picks up on. He's like, wait, hold on. You didn't say no. And she's like, yeah. You hear that guy hitting almost a cartoon laugh. Well, I do think that's his real laugh. I mean, when you're that big and that strong, you probably do laugh like that. But you see her, she's stressing. And she even, this is such a funny clip because everything falls apart. She says, oh yeah, I like older guys, but, oh wait, hold on. But my husband, it's like she's defaulting into her regularly scheduled programming, her natural programming that she has. And then the character that she has to play to, I guess, appeal to Larry Wheels, because she reverts into her factory settings. It says, yeah, I like older guys. Oh, and then it hits her. Oh no, wait, Larry Wheels is younger than me and I'm married to him. I can't like older guys. And she's like, yeah, but he's younger than me, a couple of years younger than me, which is already, especially because she's an Eastern European. She's Serbian specifically. I know all the Albanians in the chat, they're about to start posting that flag and that bird, that hawk. And they're about to say, yo, we told y'all, them Serbs, this and that. Listen, I'm not getting into no conflicts between those two countries. But that region, specifically a man younger than them, is very, 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 very uncommon. No, it's quite uncommon even in the US, but in that region, it is really uncommon. But he would decide to keep bringing her on stream. Another instance is with another man, and that is none other than The Rock, because they're having a conversation about children. So I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
Would you be open to adopting something?
I mean, we have other options, so probably I wouldn't want to adopt. I don't know. I don't want to adopt. Yeah, no.
Yes, the wife is Serbian. I'll donate a sample.
It has to be somebody who looks like you, so maybe we get sperm from The Rock.
I'm a fan of The Rock, but no.
Well, what's wrong? Like, if you're infertile, he just can be a donor, not actually doing anything. Just he can be a donor, so we have somebody that resembles you.
I'd have a hard time raising someone else's kid. I don't care who it is, even in The Rock. I don't care who it is.
I don't know about that. Would you say really no?
So
now this is a really rough situation that tells us a lot. Now, number one, she's talking about bringing. So this guy, I'm guessing he's infertile. And I'm guessing he's infertile permanently. Maybe he didn't take his HCG. But a lot of people are infertile while they're on cycle. Or, I mean, damn near all of them are infertile while they're on cycle. But when they get off, some people get fertile later. This is why you see bodybuilders with kids. It's not like they never have kids. And it's largely overrated when they say, oh no, you're going to be infertile for life. But it seems like this guy is infertile, and she's talking about adopting, and then she says sperm donor and mentions The Rock, of all people. Which, you look at The Rock, you look at Rampage Jackson, you look at Larry Wheels, these are all the same genre of man. I mean, we're talking build, we're talking size, we're talking damn near even appearance. Larry Wheels and The Rock, they are kind of similar. But she goes on to kind of justify it. Like, he's thinking it's a joke, and she's like, well, you know, like, he wouldn't be doing anything. And in his head, he's just like, wait, hold on, what? But we got to look at it from her perspective, actually. We're going to cut her some slack. Don't worry. We're going to go in on her in a moment. But she's older than Larry Wheels. Larry Wheels is 31, so she's at least 32. I don't know, maybe 33, 34. She doesn't have any kids. He said you'd be uncomfortable raising someone else's kids. She doesn't have any kids. She's looking at her situation like, wait, hold on. I'm married to this guy. Am I never going to have kids? And that's probably hitting her right now. Like, she probably was, I guess you could say, in love with this guy, wanted him for his money, whatever you want to say, when she got married to him and didn't think this far ahead. But this is a big deal, because she's either going to have to never have kids or understand that she's never going to have kids if she wants to stay with this guy, or he's going to have to accept her, or they're going to have to adopt or something, because she clearly wants kids. And it seems like she wants her own kid, because she said a sperm donation, so she wants her own kid. And what do I think is going to happen? Well, if they don't get a divorce, I think she's going to accidentally get pregnant, and it's going to be some miracle, and Larry Wheels is going to be like, damn, dude, I guess I'm not infertile. And we know what the truth would be in that situation. And you guys are probably thinking, well, I mean, he had to have locked in a prenup or some sort of situation like that, right? Well, let me run you guys this clip next.
There's one clip that's been going viral, making its rounds everywhere, that said I'm an absolute fool for not signing a prenup. So that's the one that people don't like to hear.
So what you got to say about that?
I said it already. I trust you.
Yeah.
And it's simple as that. Why would I make you sign a prenup? That would just show that I don't trust you. To begin with, I'm not going to marry somebody I don't trust.
Yeah, like planning on like, oh, you know, we're already going to separate one time, you know, like so.
You know, Save the Day asked a great question. Like, you should give a segment on giving women advice on how to get a husband and keep one. I was advising her like she should write a book, because this is a model wife right here. I have no complaints.
I think this is out of the box. This is the ideal man that you want to give to your daughter. Like, he convinced himself the exact argument that the woman usually gives to the man. He's like, oh, if I don't trust you, or if I trust you, why would I give you a prenup? Well, that's... you trusting somebody today is not trusting somebody 10 years from now. And it can easily be reversed, which is, well, if you trust me, then you know that I won't end this. And then that turns into the whole back and forth argument on the whole prenup situation, which, let's be honest, man, prenups are just cap. Prenups are cap. Prenups are cope. Them things get thrown out the window. Dr. Dre had a prenup. His wife got like $250K a month. Let's be real here. If she's going to get $250K a month, I mean, yeah, that's very different from her getting equity and all of this other stuff. But brother, $250K a month. Let's be real here. So yeah, prenup gets thrown out all the time. That thing is worthless. It's not worth the paper it's signed on. But he's talking about her being a model wife. Well, I mean, where did he really, because he asks her a question about, the gold digging. And we're going to run that next clip right now.
Oh, would you still love me if I had no money and status?
Yes, I would love you. But if somebody asked me, would I start a relationship with you from the beginning if you had no money? The answer is no, I would not date somebody without money. But if it happened for him to lose money now, I would be 100% there and support him and help him out to get that bread up.
Dean, good looks again. You're that guy. So what you're saying, if I didn't have money and status and I approached you, I would have gotten left on scene.
Yes.
Or maybe an unopened message in your DM.
Yes. I dated once a brokey, lost 4 years in my relationship of my life on a brokey, and never again.
Oh my goodness. This is a horror story. There's two sections of this. Number one is the complete cap and lie. I do believe that she believes what she's saying. She's saying like, yeah, if he's broke, I'm gonna stay with him. But you would have never gotten with him if he didn't have everything that he had. And he's probably feeling himself like, yeah, I got it like that. Like if you're broke, you should just. So she would have completely left him on red, seen, whatever it was, however they linked up, which it was for sure off of IG. There's no questions about it, because if we pull up her IG, which we will, now even before him, this is dangerous. Like, you just look at this IG. Now, honestly, you just looked at her in the Rampage Jackson clip and you're probably like, okay, yeah, this is the exact woman that's going to ruin your life. And then you look at her IG and you're like, oh, this is the exact IG I would expect for this woman. And then you circle back to before she was with him, 2017. She's out, she's from Serbia, but she's out there in Cuba and in Dubai in 2020, April of 2020. Dubai. Interesting. And she spent a lot of time in Dubai. And not only Dubai, she was in the Seychelles. I guarantee if you put a map in front of his wife right now and said, point out the Seychelles to me, weren't you there in 2021? She wouldn't know where to point. She would have no idea. And of course, Dubai, she's got Miami, LA, just also Maldives. Gotta add that one. Santorini, Greece. Pretty much everywhere that Rick Ross is rapping about. Yeah, that's a little bit dangerous. Montenegro, that one's actually not too popular. We got to keep that one low key. We got to keep the people out of Montenegro. That place is, I wouldn't say like a completely hidden gem, but from Americans, it's a hidden gem. We got to keep them out of there. So she talks about, yeah, I dated a brokey for 4 years and wasted 4 years of my life, and I'm never doing that again. And instead of Larry Wheels running through his head like, wait, hold on. So you supported a broke guy for 4 years and stayed with him, yet you wouldn't have even given me the chance if I wasn't rich, but you're the same you. Does he not feel like, I understand why she says that, because she's like, yeah, I learned from my mistake. But in his head, he should be saying like, hold on, I'm paying for some other person's sins. What the hell is that? And that should be pain. But I think Larry Wheels, he just feels like, I'm the man. I'm not going to lose it. And he better not lose it. But this is the danger here, because, I mean, his wife also still has that ghost of Snapchat up there. Oh, she's actually born in 92. So we do have her age. Since she has 92, I'm guessing that's the year she was born. So she's 34. She's 3 years older. And that really adds to the having a child thing. Because let's just take a look at Valkyrie, for instance, who is 34 as well. And she gets a lot of flack for not having kids on the internet. It's just an internet thing. But she grew up in the US where there's less pressure and less care for family. This chick likely has more pressure for family, but even Valkyrie feels the pressure at 34 and is trying to freeze her eggs. So if this chick is 34 and she's married to this guy and they're having this conversation, this is definitely coming up into an argument. Like, I'm 34, I'm going to turn 35, or she's turning 34 this year. I'm going to turn 35. I want to have kids. Like, what are we going to do? I want to have my own kids. And you're infertile. What's going to happen here? So we really should be taking over-unders. They should have some sort of a prediction on how long this lasts, because this cannot last too long. And this is the problem for Larry Wheels. His best bet was to never bring her online, because no matter how much she humiliates him, even if he actually starts to feel the humiliation, which I think right now he's coping about it, he can't leave her. What's going to happen? Him leaving her, he didn't do the prenup. So if he leaves her to save his ego or whatever you want to call it, or just gets tired of the disrespect and realizes, okay, this was a terrible situation for me to get into, he's sacrificing half of everything that he built and paying her after that, while she'll probably not really care about if the next guy is broke, because she's going to have alimony payments coming in. And who knows if he got her paperwork to come to the U.S., because I think Larry Wheels is a U.S. citizen. Does he live in the U.S.? He said he was living in Dubai for a while. But also, circling back to why Larry Wheels was not ready for this. Larry Wheels hopped on Kick. When he hopped on Kick and you're a popular person like this, Kick provides you with clippers, and these for free. And Kick pays these clippers. And what these people do is they're going to look for the juiciest, most clickbaity, what's going to get them the views, because that's what they're incentivized. They're paid off of the views that they can get. And they don't have to make you look good. That's not in the contract for them. There is no contract, but that's not in the incentive. It's get views. And they're going to get you views. And Clavicular is the last person that learned about this, because he hopped on Kick. He got a bunch of clippers. He's like, dude, F these Kick clippers. These guys make me look terrible. What the hell is this? So Larry Wheels wasn't briefed on that, but anybody that's already popping, that's going to hop on Kick and they're like, yo, Kick is going to give me clippers. Well, be prepared, because they're going to clip you out of context. And if you can't handle that, well, in this case, it's not even out of context. Do not put yourself in a position like this where something personal can blow up. Now, with like a Clavicular, it was fine because they just clip him out of context and he is already like aggravating and is trying to clip farm himself. So he knows what he's doing and it's not going to hurt him as much, although he did get pressed because of likely clips that were posted. But Larry Wheels was clearly not prepared. He was almost an old head, even though he's only 31. Well, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Are people just misunderstanding this? Is this like a strong, loving relationship that will last longer than our parents' marriages for the people whose parents are still married? Or do you give this under 5 years? Me personally, I'm going to give this under 3 years. And that's being a little bit generous. I think this could end before 2027. I don't wish that on him, but hey, hey, that's not my man's. Let me know what y'all think, and I'm going to see y'all in the next one.